Good morning, everybody. It's John from Platinum RV here again. Going to give you a quick rundown of the Tab 400 that we have in stock here. We're right now at the Toronto RV sale in Toronto, Ontario, or Mississauga, Ontario, and we are displaying the nüCamp trailers here. We've got the nüCamps and the Vibes as well by Forest River, but the nüCamp trailer is the one we're going to focus on for the video here. I want to show you the quick overview of the Tab 400. Just probably the most high-end camper that's been made to date. Real quickly on the outside, for this particular model, we've put the Smart Jack on it, as well as we've got the Jacket bike system down below. So those are just options we can put on any trailer, but those options will allow you to have a power jack that remembers where your truck is at for height and everything, as well as probably the most impressive bike rack system around right now to put the bikes up in front. We don't have your propane tanks. Now we don't have them on for the show, but they're just a great setup the way we can do that there. So real quick walk around. We're going to mostly focus on the inside here. I'm going to get by this pole here, but on the outside, you might have seen some of our other videos or on nüCamp. This one, we've got every option on it. The only one we did not put on was the solar. It's about a 50-50 right now whether people want the solar or not, so we haven't done that here. But let me get around here, get the door open, and then we'll go in and take a look inside. So as we get closer here, a couple great things you'll notice on the outside of the Tab. First of all, just as we go through the decals here, we've got the one that says the Aldi heating. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but that is the radiated heating system that there's actually pipes that run through on the bottom of the floor, so you have a heated floor and a heated bed area. One thing they've done as well, there's a special key to get in. You can't enter this coach with any just regular RV key, which I think is a very it's a great security feature. Not that we see a lot of problems with the other ones, but it's just an added level. So one thing we see as we come in to the coach, as we open up the door, I call this almost like an airplane door. We've got pockets, we've got a garbage can, we've got a space built in for our fire extinguisher, and I've got a little sign in front of it here, so it's hard to see right now, but there is actually a blind setup that covers this entire window and also helps keep it insulated. It's got a foil backing on it. So again, just one more small thing that they've thought of here. We walk inside, walk up to the front of the coach here. I'll face it that way here. So here's the doorway where we just walked in. Up at the top of the coach here, we've got a whole lit up area, which is great for storage, knickknacks, putting things. It's also got there's a lip on it as well, so things aren't just going to roll out. LED lighting all across there. We've got our one stereo speaker on the one side, the other's on the other here. This bed here, oops, sorry. Our porthole window not only is a window, but again, we've got some more shelving inside. We've got our shades that go up and down across it, so we can shade in that window. And then our main windows that open have all got the, I mean, look at the size of this huge window. Screen on one side, blind on the other, and you can actually join them together. You can make one like a half screen, half blind day, or of course just have one or the other, or as we've got it, the show open so people can see in here. We've got our second porthole window on this side of the coach. Again, the back side of the door. And when you walk in the door, directly to your left, this is our control panel. So a pretty standard control panel. We've got the Dometic controls, we've got the nüCamp custom control here for our battery, your water tanks, your lights, your water pump. This is the control panel for the Aldi. Now, I'm not going to keep it on here, but basically we just turn it on. We can set it to whatever temperature we want to be at and let it go. So that'll run on propane as well as electric. And again, that's a system that will heat the whole place. So one of the things you'll notice is you'll see under some of the cabinetry, we've got vents like this one at the bottom here. We've got them by the kitchen area under the window, and again on the floorboards here. What that's for, that's to let the heat come out for the radiated heat. On this side, these vents, we have a Cool Cat air conditioner under here. So not a little 8.5, but it's a 10.5, way more than adequate for a space this size. So just falling in line with what nüCamp does, everything is high end. They don't do anything halfway, which is really comforting for me. But they do a phenomenal job for everything. So this is our dinette set. The dinette does drop down, so you can have sleeping for a third person. Roughly, I think it's roughly 6 feet by about 29 inches. So it's a great single bed for sure. As we look under, not just a cheap table leg that's holding it up, but it's actually one that is designed to divide in half. So when you drop the table down, we're resting on another foot. That divides in half. One half cleans up, the bottom half, or the top half, then becomes the new base when you drop the table down, and it becomes a great resting spot for the table. So again, just even an upgraded table, and of course, a very stylish looking table. The way nüCamp does everything, there's always style and excellence with whatever they accomplish here. So as we turn around back to the front now, we're going to look at our cupboards. So in our cupboards here, all our cupboard work comes from Italy. Now it's just a beautiful thing because they're so well made. It's not the craftsmanship is just second to none. They're all routed perfectly. They look good. They fit up well. They've got everything connected well, and there's a lot of cupboard space in this trailer. You know, we can make trailers a little bit longer and get you a little bit more, but for this size, it's just perfect. And again, here we've got another storage spot. Everything just lines up together. We've got the hinges that'll drop down nice and slow, and we'll bring it back in. So our sink here, one of the things that's a little difficult to tell in the sink, it's actually how big it is. I don't have a tape measure with me, but I'm going to tell you it's roughly 18 inches across. It is the type where we've got the flat cover on it, so you can use it as preparation space if you want, with a little drain hole. But also, when we lift it up, your faucet comes up, of course hot, cold running water. But one thing that's hard to understand is actually how deep this sink is. So one great feature of the nüCamps as well, especially the 400 brand here, is we've got this beautiful rounded countertop, as well as the counter material, or sorry, the doors here. And as I press the button to open the door, it reveals all the storage space that is now underneath the sink. But it does another thing to me, which also shows you the depth of that sink. That sink's probably about 8 inches deep, which is just, well, no, it's more than that. It's got to be probably 8 or 10 for sure. But also gives us nice, easy access to our water lines if we ever need to do any work or modifications, and a second storage level below, all completely accessible. That's just such a big thing. As in an RV, we're in a smaller space. You need to have whatever room you actually have, it has to be usable. So that's one thing that nüCamp has definitely accomplished with this this design of trailer. So close these up here. Some of the more simple things on the trailer. We've got our cutlery drawer. Comes with a cutlery tray holder, which is fantastic. A little bit of storage room under that tray as well too, if you need to put anything else under there. We've got our larger, wrong side. We've got our larger cupboard doors here. And those, of course, are for standard storage. We have a pot and pan drawer underneath the fridge. So that'll be there for anything you want to store, as well as we've got a Norcold electric and battery fridge, 2.7 cubes. Now it's not real tall, but it is very deep. Like that top shelf has got to go back, probably, I don't have a tape measure with me, but probably almost 2 feet, 18 inches for sure. But great setup. It's a little shorter, but it is very deep, so we still get lots of storage room in that. Now, for the bathroom, this I think is one of the crown jewels of this trailer. Of course, all LED light. I mean, the whole coach has LED lighting. We have a beautiful faucet set up. But one thing that's almost hard to understand until you get in is this is in series with the heating system. So we actually have a heated bathroom as well. So if you're in there at early in the morning or late at night, You can be nice and warm instead of freezing, because sometimes bathrooms just don't get that heat vent in them. So some beautiful cabinetry again, Italian cabinetry. We've got our shower curtain sitting up there. We've left it off for the show. You can see the railing going all the way around for that. Our toilet is on an angle, which is great because it gives you some room to move. So if you're a little guy or a smaller guy or a bigger guy, you've still got all the floor pan area for your feet, for your legs to sit. Our toilet paper roll is of course covered, just in case any water hits it. This though is one of the things I thought was just fantastic. A great use of space. The sink folds up. So as you see right here, I lift up, I pull it down. We've got our sink. It's a double-walled basin, so there's no drain that needs to come out of it. It actually just drains through the basin out into the gray water tank. And then when you're done, to get your space back, you lift it up, put it back. So that's a great shot of the bathroom there, and certainly one of the more well-designed bathrooms I've ever seen in the industry, especially in a coach this size. So, and when I say this size, I'm talking a coach that's under 3,000 pounds. This is roughly 29, I think it's 2967 pounds. Still under 3,000. Minivan towable. Fantastic setup for all that you get here. So the other thing they've done well in use of space is we have this full closet. So the back end there, you can see that's where some of the Aldi piping runs, so there's some of the heat system. But this cabinet is, I mean, if I stretch my arm out, I can't reach, I can just barely touch the back of the wall there. So this cabinet is not a small one. You've got room to hang your clothes. You've got room for, shelves that have got your netting on it. So the netting would be great for anything from socks or underwear or shirts or whatever you want to put up there, but things that you don't necessarily want to fall. From a maintenance standpoint, one of the things I really thought was great is the 400 has an access panel right here. Now it's a little hard to see because I don't have all the lights on here, but we've got an access panel, we've got our water tank, we've got our water piping. When we go to do the winterizing, it makes it so much easier for us to do something, or for the owner to do it. It really cuts down on some of the work and some of the time that you've got to spend, and as well as when you need to do some maintenance, you don't want to have to waste any time. Really, really well thought out design on this trailer. Back end of the trailer, we have another full opening window. This has been just an incredible feature for people, because one thing that they like is when they're lying down on the bed here, you've got the ability to look up at the stars, to see the wind, to feel the wind, because you can have the window open, or you can have the screen down, or just to block it out with the shade, because we still have the top the top piece is the screen and the bottom piece is this shade. So very, very great design there. We've got a full RV size queen bed here. I'll put the measurements down below of what the beds are and that. On the side here, we've got our two reading lights, and this is the cushion that comes with it to fill the space on the front table when we make it into a bed. We've got these two great lights, and they're pretty neat. You press them once and they're blue, press and hold it down and they become white. Great reading lights, lots of light, lots of good area here. We've got another air vent up top, as well as one of the rear speakers. Our stereo system. And one nice thing here is down closer to the sleeping area, we've got another nook with power outlets and USB that we can put your phone, anything you want to charge. Probably a little small for an iPad. The small iPad would fit in there easily, but definitely phones and things like that, or small games, not a problem. On this side of the bed, we have our 12-volt TV, which is excellent, because that way if you're boondocking, you don't have to plug into a power cord. That's a 12-volt TV that will run off, and get this, we have an AGM, a 12-volt AGM battery that comes with this coach with a 235 amp hour service on it. This battery is a very high-end, very expensive battery. Comes with the coach. I don't know anybody else who does that. Usually we have to install them as a dealer, and those batteries can go anywhere from $400 to $600. It's included in the price of this coach. So there's not an extra option you've got to add to do this. But this TV is wonderful because, again, it'll run off that for hours and hours and hours, as well as we've got all the lighting and that of course is LED. This is our headboard here, and the reason I'm showing you down here is this piece here. As you can see, the counter, this piece actually drops down if we need it to. So all we do is under here, we push back the button, countertop drops down. So sleeping, we don't have that piece over us. So if you want to make this your headboard, or well, even your footboard, of course, there's nothing extra that you're going to be bumping into. Very, very well thought out design. So guys, I have done a whirlwind tour of this. I probably haven't done it quite enough justice. Looking at even simple things like a fantastic fan in here. Again, more European style lights. But for any more information, please don't hesitate to email or call us. We're at www.platinumrvsales.com, or you can certainly drop by and visit us at 14072 here Ontario Street in Caledon, Ontario. Any questions, give us a call, send us an email, info@platinumrvsales.com, and we will be glad to help out and answer any questions you have about the nüCamp or other trailers. Thank you so much for watching.